Hola chicos, espero ya estén bien. So as you can see on the top right corner of the screen, today I'm going to be talking about Dominican and Puerto Rican culture. This video is based on that many times when I tell people that I'm Dominican Puerto Rican, they always respond with similar questions or give me the same reactions. And I mean questions like, do we speak English, or what is the native language, what's it like living there, favorite things to eat, favorite things to do, how is Puerto Rico different from other Caribbean countries, same for the Dominican Republic, how is DR different from other Caribbean countries. But the thing that stuck to me the most was the person who one day asked me, how is it that you lived on an island? Just to clarify, I was born in the Dominican Republic, but I was raised in Puerto Rico. Okay, so going back to the question, as I saw the expression on this person's face as she asked the question, I was so blown away as to how little is known about Caribbean countries and their cultures. So, because of that, today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of both my cultures with you. I'll first give you a brief rundown of our history and then some customs. To start off, we have Hermosa República Dominicana. DR forms part of the archipelagos of Greater Antilles in the Caribbean region. Just in case, an archipelago is a chain or cluster of islands. La República Dominicana is situated southeast of Cuba, east of Jamaica, and across the Mono Passage from Puerto Rico. The country takes up 2/3 of the island La Española, which it shares with Haiti. For this reason, it taking the greater part of the island, specifically the entire eastern side and a little bit over, it is considered to be the second largest island in the Caribbean. As you can see on the map, the country is divided into 31 provinces and one national district. These are then subdivided into 158 municipals and 231 district municipals. The country's capital, also known as the national district, is Santo Domingo. It is found on the southeast coast of the island, right at the mouth of the Osama River. The city was founded by Bartolomé Columbus in 1496, but the Hispaniola, the island itself, was actually discovered by his brother Christopher Columbus 4 years earlier in 1492. The city is considered the oldest permanent established city by Europeans in the Western Hemisphere. It is the place where European colonialism began. Presently, the city is the industrial, commercial, and financial center of the country. Now, moving to another account, the Dominican Republic owns and operates 3 minor islands right off the coast. These are the following: Isla Beata and Isla Soana, which are the 2 largest ones, and Isla Catalina, the smallest. It's pretty hard to see on the map, but it's right off the coast of La Romana, one of the go-to points for tourists. A fun fact about the country is that it is considered to be the most visited site in the Caribbean, thanks to its variety of landscapes. Because you can find rainforests, alpine forests, rivers, caves, um, waterfalls, of course, a handful of beautiful beaches. But the coolest thing is that you can find snow sometimes during winter over in the East Coast. In addition to all of this, there's a misconception that all Dominicans are black. I cannot hesitate how deeply wrong this is. Yes, although most of the population is dark skinned, but we don't identify as black, we identify as mixed. That's why you commonly hear the words trigueño or trigueña and morena and moreno. Now, moving roughly 237 miles east, we have Puerto Rico. It is the smallest of the Greater Antilles, and it is located between the Hispaniola and the Virgin Islands. So, as you all probably already know, Puerto Rico is one of the U.S. territories which it became a part of in 1898, but has been mostly self-governed since the mid-20th century. So, the story of how Puerto Rico became a U.S. territory kind of went a little bit like this. So, before the Spaniards arrived, the island was inhabited by the Taino population, our indigenous people. And for approximately 1,000 years, the population controlled the island, which they referred to as the land of the brave lord, La Borinquen, hence the name Boricua, which is still used today. Then, Christopher Columbus, during his second voyage to the Indies, discovered the island in 1493, which he then renamed San Juan Bautista in honor of St. John the Baptist. This then led to the Spanish settlement of Puerto Rico, which lasted for around 400 years, and during the earlier years of the island being under the Spaniard rule, Juan Ponce de Leon governor of the Hispaniolan province of Higüey at the time, heard rumors that there was gold in Borinquen. So he decided to check it out. It turned out to be true, so long story short, in 1508, Juan Ponce de Leon founded Caparra, the first European settlement in Puerto Rico, and then a year later, Ponce de Leon was named governor and captain general of Puerto Rico. And not long after, Caparra was abandoned and the settlement relocated to a nearby coastal islet, which they named Puerto Rico, Bridgeport. And then sometime during the 1520s, the island officially adopted the name of Puerto Rico, and the port, they named Puerto Rico, became San Juan. Then, the Spanish-American War occurred, where the U.S. forces invaded and took over the island under the Treaty of Paris of 1898. As you can see on the map, Puerto Rico is made up of 78 municipalities. Each has its own mayor and local government office, but they all fall under the same government. Now, moving along, such as the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico has offshore islands. The 5 leading ones are the following: Isla de Culebra and Isla de Vieques. These 2 are considered island municipalities. To the west, we have Isla de Mona and Isla de Secho. These 2 are uninhabited nature reserves. And up to the southern coast, we have Isla Caja de Muertos. A fun fact about the island is that because it is a U.S. territory, Americans are not required to present their passports when visiting. Another thing is that the island holds one of the largest telescopes in the world. It is found in the municipality of Arecibo, reason why it is called Arecibo Observatory. Now, to sum up, yes, Puerto Rico is pretty small, but you'd be amazed how much there is to see in La Isla Estrella. Okay, so finishing off with the history part of the presentation, now let's move on to common customs among the 2 countries. In relation to the cuisine, the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico are almost identical. For the most part, we have the same sazon, considering that Goya products are widely used across both countries. The preferred meal is rice, beans, and chicken. If you take a look at the picture on the slide, there is a typical plate from the Dominican Republic. The plate is called La Bandera because it represents the 3 major colors in the flag. It is made up of rice, red beans, and your choice of meat. Now, the go-to ingredient between both countries is the plátano. So I've noticed that many people don't actually know the difference between a plátano and a banana. So to clarify, the top 2 pictures are plátanos and the bottom one is a hand of bananas. So in the Dominican Republic, the most recognized plate is el mango, the left picture, and in Puerto Rico is the mofongo, the right picture. Both of these plates are made of plátano. So other things we share is that a great amount of people in both countries speak Spanglish, which is a mixture between English and Spanish. Another thing is that in both cultures, it is very common to curse to make a point. Although not ideal, but this is sort of an exception, I guess. Okay, so we have very unique ways of saying hello. For example, DR has dímelo, dímelo manín, que es lo que. And in Puerto Rico, we have huepa, que es la que hay, and que pasó. And these are just a few to mention of the many, because we are very creative people. Now, the following 2 examples are generalizations because although yes, there are a lot of people who possess these qualities, some don't. And that's just how it is. We are loud and we talk fast. Both of these are true for me. Now, the last one is very true. We are very hospitable and involved people. Other things we share is that parties tend to form out of nowhere. Like, I'm not kidding. It doesn't matter when or where, they just kind of happen. And it's usually alcohol at these parties because the legal drinking age is 18 for both countries. Another thing is, but a misconception, is that we all dance. Although true, many of us do dance, some of us don't, and that's just how it is. Something else that we share is board games. This is very big among both cultures, especially dominoes. Now, lastly, we have family oriented. This is completely true. We are very considerate of our families. It is considered to be one of the most basic elements of society. On shared customs. Okay, so in all honesty, me being part of both cultures, I've noticed that we are more similar than we are different. Like the things that we say, el coro que hacemos, how proud and cheerful we are. Both countries are very similar. But some things that do make us a little bit different from each other is our accents and slang. So, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, who are we? Well, we are very social, attentive, and affectionate people. We are strongly characterized by our charisma and humbleness. We are hard workers, always looking to improve ourselves. We are involved, whether family or not, we got you. And of course, I cannot fail to mention nuestro sabor, which is what makes us stand out in any crowd. Thank you.